Alright, well, hello. Welcome to Reddit Am I the Asshole? This is, I think, the most excited I've been for like radio podcast stuff. Because, for those who don't know, on Reddit there's a page called Am I the Asshole where people will post embarrassing things that happen to them, weird situations, with the sole purpose of you dictating if they're in the right or wrong. And sometimes it's a little basic, you get the people who are just like, oh yeah, you and my friend fought, and I said this, did this line cross the line? And then there can be shootings involved in some of them. So we've all three of us curated two of these stories. By the way, I don't mind start this. I'm Josh, Nick, Jordan. So I'll start it off, and kind of the vibe I was going for is I have a little bit of like a where do you draw the line, and then I got one I want to say to the end, which makes me question my faith in humanity. So first one is, am I the asshole for inviting my husband's potential daughter and her mother to our daughter's birthday party? So husband and wife have a daughter, husband has maybe a kid with this other woman, and the wife's like, we gotta invite those two. Okay? So it says, my husband may or may not have a daughter with a woman, Charlotte. He slept with her a while we were separated. He's never taken a paternity test and doesn't acknowledge her and has never tried to meet her. But Charlotte insists he's the one possible father. We had a birthday party for our daughter last weekend, and I decided to invite Charlotte and her daughter. The reason I did is because if she is my husband's child, I would like my children to know their sibling. I never told my husband I was going to do this, and I knew he would be a little upset about it if I did it anyway. My husband's family saw Charlotte first and assumed she was crashing the party and tried to get rid of her before we even saw her. None of them believed her when she told them I had invited them. They were all upset when I confirmed I had and that I wanted Charlotte and her daughter to stay. I've never seen my husband so angry, and I've never found him scary until he saw Charlotte. He said something to Charlotte that made her immediately leave and then asked me to speak to him away from our guests so he could confront me about inviting her. We ended up arguing because he was upset I invited her in the first place, and I was upset he made them leave. Am I the asshole?
Whoa. That's a bit to unpack there. I mean,
It's a good motive.
The intentions were good.
Yeah.
But not telling anybody.
Yeah. You could definitely see the lack there of communication could set up some frustrations, but I mean, I don't know. Like we both said, or like all three of us said, the intentions were good. So it's kind of one of those
I
things.
think you're a UA, unintentional asshole.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
UA.
Another aspect of this is it's all commoner votes, so people are determined asshole or not the asshole. And I put up a few comments. This person was ruled as asshole. Okay.
Wow.
Dang.
Top comments, and it's them just quoting. You pulled the pin on a live grenade and literally threw it in the middle of a family gathering.
That's good.
It's your daughter's birthday party. You made all the drama. That had to be horrible for her. Just all the people being like wrong time, wrong place.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think a smaller setting would maybe be better for.
No, yeah, I do understand that because the day is centered around a different daughter.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you're like, I want this daughter. I imagine. Yeah. Okay. I'm leaning now.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I walk a very thin line where I mostly, for just not even stories people, I get people's intentions well, but kind of like what the comments were saying, it's like, and also you have to question, like, why hasn't the husband gotten a paternity test if the other woman is so insistent?
Yeah.
So there may be some more underlying issues, but overall I would be like, you kind of took away from a special day for like, and it says daughter, this girl could be 15, 6.
True.
It does, if it's 6, she'd be like, oh yay, daddy's yelling at people now.
Yeah.
So I think that's the aspect where I'm like, you're in the wrong. I wouldn't say like, oh, you're an asshole.
That's fair.
I would just be like, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair. Not the asshole, but not cool.
UA.
Yeah.
Unintentional.
Unintentional
Inventing
asshole.
our own grade system.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go down the line.
Yep.
So this one is, am I the asshole for calling out my sister's DWI after she made a Facebook status talking bad about our family?
Ooh.
My sister has 2 kids, both girls, 3 and 6 years old. Her baby daddy has been out of the picture for 3 years now.
Yikes.
My mom and dad do literally everything for her and her children. My mom stays at home and watches her granddaughters almost 7 days a week. My sister only works 4 to 5 days a week, but she'll usually go out with friends and drop them off.
Oh.
Recently, my sister got a DWI. Thankfully, her kids weren't in the car, but she was on her way back from the bar to get them from my parents and go home. Although this is the first DWI she's got, I know for a fact that this happens all the time. I've been to the bar with her. She'll drink like 6 margaritas and go back to mom's house to pick up her kids.
Oh my lord.
I forbid this behavior. I've been telling mom about this too. Mom gets pretty upset and tries to make her sober up. She'll laugh it off and be like, Mom only had a couple drinks. After the DWI, my mom told her she was only watching the children when she was at work. No more going out to the bar or friends and dropping them off.
There you go.
This must have irked my sister because she made a Facebook status about how she's a single mom and gets absolutely no help from anyone and has to do everything on her own. I commented how our parents are essentially raising her kids, and it's a shame she got a DWI because now she can't go party anymore. I thought about deleting it, but maybe not. Mom said she didn't approve of it. Oddly enough, quite a few people liked my comment. So, do we think she's the asshole?
So it's asking for
If the commenter.
Okay, no.
No.
Not in the song. Well, because here's what I get, like the mom, like my mom was always saying, like, don't feel the flames, like if you're,
Right.
but at the same time, I think one of the worst things you can do to people outside of like illegal stuff is literally like taking advantage of people.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
that lady, she saw it's a free ticket. This woman, she doesn't be like, my mom is putting her life to help my children. She's like, this is free babysitting.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
And then like, I don't think it says it explicitly, but it implies it. It's like, she would go drink and then pick up the kids.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so it's like, that's another issue where it's like, I can't. And I am pro call people out. You don't have to like get in people's like face. I do what
Yeah.
she did. Be like, hey, don't throw her under the bus
Right.
here. Mom and dad have sacrificed for you.
Yeah.
Like that. I think she went the most mature way to call someone out.
I think
Yeah.
the only scenario where the commenter is the asshole is if the initial post wasn't made.
Yeah, if it's just like
If
unprovoked.
you were
Yeah.
just like, she's got a DWI and drives
Yeah.
drunk with her kids in the car, that's different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
given the circumstances,
It's not like she got on Facebook and was like, hey guys, my sister's an alcoholic. Oh,
Right.
and by the way, she loves to drive her kids around when she's drunk.
Here's her address.
Here's her address.
Do what you want with this.
Here's where she works.
Oh my.
I think we're going asshole on that one.
Oh, 100%. Well,
Or wait,
Or
no.
not.
Yeah, the commenter isn't the asshole.
The mom is.
The mom is.
Well, no, because the mom was watching.
No.
sister.
So that's
the
grandma.
mom. The mom
that's,
and the kids.
That's
Yeah.
grandma.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. I see.
DWI asshole. Person who called her out, not.
Not.
Yes.
Perfect.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Am I the asshole? This is a bit of a long one.
Gotcha.
Am I the asshole for saying that my girlfriend's music taste isn't that special? Please let me. Anytime they start with this, it's
Okay.
you know it's golden.
Hey, you know, I don't hate it.
This is the first. It's golden. Please let me preface this by saying that I love my girlfriend.
They thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
I love the fact she's very passionate about her music. I think it's cute that she still plays in the band she formed in high school. They aren't bad, and neither are the songs she writes, but that's not good enough to live off of.
Sure.
They play in bars or the occasional town festival, but all of them need to work a real job to pay the bills. I'm not trying to devalue that. I'm currently at university on scholarship, but I still need to work a part-time job to afford my rent. My girlfriend is a very kind and warm person, but she can also still be a bit naive about how the world works. We met up with a few friends tonight, and at some point the topic of our future plans came up. My girlfriend said something along the lines of, maybe we're lucky and our music gets discovered and I won't have to choose an adult career.
Ooh.
She said it in a joking way, and all of our friends laughed except for me.
Oh.
She looked at me weirdly and asked why I was looking like that. I told her I just didn't think she should get her hopes up like that because her music was good, but not special enough for her to turn it into a career.
This is dreamer meets realist.
That kind of killed the mood, and even though someone changed the topic quickly, my girlfriend stayed cold towards me. I decided to leave about 30 minutes later because it was getting late and I had university in the morning. When I told my girlfriend that we had to go, she said that I should go without her and that she'll be staying with a friend tonight. I got home, texted her, asking to please let me know when they left and when they got to her friend's place because I wanted to know that she made it there safely. She left me on red, and even though it's past time, she usually stays out, she still hasn't texted me. I'm a little pissed off right now because why is she being so childish now? What I said was objectively true, and she'll, and she'll have to realize that at some point.
Wow.
Dang.
So the question, it's if the guy is the asshole.
If the guy is the asshole for
Gotcha.
saying that his girlfriend's music sucks and
I think you have to, because the way they made it sound, in the beginning when she was like, oh yeah, she does a few bars, open mic, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a position where you're like, yeah, that would be cool, but at the same time, like, I don't know if it's that if they live together or something like that. Like,
the boyfriend pays rent. That's the consensus, is that he lives on his own.
I feel like if he was more mature and was kind of like, hey, this is a lot on me.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you do morning shift and then at night play your bar and that how that works with you, I think that's the more mature way to do it. I get being like frustrated, but at the same time, it's like, you don't want to. I always believe like if you have a dream, you shouldn't want to like squash it if you don't have to live it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is what is like. Hey, I'm a realist. I want to make sure at least the livelihood's secure before we do this.
Right. He's
Instead-
keeping it too real.
Instead of being like, I am objectively correct. You suck. The bass player sucks. This is going to like
Yeah.
just call
Yeah,
people out.
I think this one drew me in because I live that life. Like I
Yeah.
am a musician. I play on the weekends, but I work. It's a good. You've got to be the balance of realist and delusional.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, because I mean you have to believe in yourself, obviously, but then I mean on the flip side with the boyfriend, like Josh said, you know, there's certain angles and ways and scenarios you can go about this, and
Right.
you know this is one, not the right one, but
You gotta pay the bills.
yeah, right. It's you know when keeping it real goes wrong.
I don't know.
You because you can also understand though because he's doing it from a place of caring
Right.
because
Sure.
he wants her to be able to make a living as well.
I think what we're missing is how long they've been together.
Yes.
That's fair.
If they've been together for like 6 or 7 years, I think this is an okay way to handle it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're not
It's
even
been going on for a
Right.
while.
But if they're a couple months in, it's kind of like, okay.
But
Having
also,
authority.
you also kind of have to think about the situation. I don't know if, you know, maybe I would be a little supportive in that situation, and then later on in confidentiality, I'd be like, hey, I know I said this, but let's talk about it.
Right.
You know, maybe she's also feeling some resentment because she was in front of her friends, and
Sure.
a little embarrassment
That's true.
there as well, so.
I just liked that one because it's easy to argue both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I feel like I'm on that line with the first one where I'm like, you're not inherently an asshole,
Unintentional?
but yeah.
Another UA?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you're not. But it's just like you need to think before you speak.
It's coming from a good place, but it has the wrong execution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one I want to save to the very end.
Okay.
Because
I can double up. I've got a silly one.
okay.
That was
Alright.
a super serious one. We'll go back down to it.
Gotcha.
Alright, this one's way shorter.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for killing a cockroach with hairspray and a lighter?
Before you read it, no. I'm gonna go without knowing the story preemptively.
No.
I'm gonna go no.
Yeah, confirm your votes.
Can you even kill it with that? I mean, I've heard you could drop a nuke on it and it's still fine.
Okay. I, 25 male, live with my fiance, 23 female. We moved into an apartment and sometimes get cockroaches. I hate them, so I took my fiance's hairspray and a lighter and used it to make a makeshift blowtorch to kill a cockroach.
Sure.
One time, her brother, 18-year-old male, came over and I killed a cockroach that way for a laugh. As usual, my fiance laughed about it, but later I found out he thought it was over the top, and I seemed to look like I took pleasure in killing an insect.
Oh.
And that I should have just grabbed it with toilet paper and flushed it down the toilet. Am I the asshole for killing a cockroach with fire?
What's worse, burning it to death or waterboarding it? Because
Yeah, like,
let's be
it's-
honest, what's toilet paper in the water? You're just waterboarding the
It's the
poor
same
fellow.
coin. It's the same coin.
I feel like I actually have a rule with bugs. If I'm outside, I really don't mess with them. But
Yeah.
if they're in my house, it's fair game.
That's fair.
That was like my preemptive rule of this. I think like I don't think you're an asshole. I think you're dumb.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like it takes way more effort. Not that you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
an asshole, but
You just got like a butane torch. I don't know. You don't need a homemade flamethrower when you can just get a handheld
Is it,
one.
you don't have a shoe either. Like
Right.
like I don't know, maybe he's like a shoe guy. He's like, I can't get my journal scrubbed up.
there's a deeper issue, masochist or something.
Oh yeah.
He's there.
Oh yeah.
I get like the girlfriend's like, oh yeah, hurting animals in crazy ways makes me uncomfortable. So that's fine. I just think the dude is dumb. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Doing it inside too, like.
yeah.
I-
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's like, cause they both agreed on killing it. It's just different methods.
I just thought it was silly.
Oh, it's. I like stuff like that where
Yeah.
it's just like, and plus they made it sound like that's definitely like an argument where it's like they've already resolved this.
Oh yeah.
Like they
100%.
both at dinner no longer care about that cockroach. Like
Like, the only thing they might care about is the smell. You know, maybe little buddy has a potent smell to him after he got barbecued.
true.
Crispy.
It was good.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Throw them up on the plate. Some extra protein right there. So but
I'm with boyfriend here.
yeah, right. Listen, when I'm at work, we have butane torches.
$4.
I mean, it's to
Where do you work, for the record?
I signed an NDA.
What's the exact health code violations you guys are violating?
But when the Nataroonies are, flying away from food and stuff like that, and they happen to land on a surface, you just take the torch and you, no more gnat,
Are you the guy in the story? Is this what we're
This
learning?
is you. You wrote this.
This is what we're learning about you?
I mean,
Oh, overall, not the asshole.
oh no.
It doesn't even seem like anyone's actually mad. They're just like, you could have just flushed it.
Yeah.
Like
right.
that's my opinion on it.
Alrighty.
Good deal.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband correct information about a croissant? So, obviously not very serious here.
Again,
But,
no.
okay, the title doesn't sound serious, but they kind of get into a little bit of a heated debate here.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Which makes me think,
Is it about the pronunciation?
no, it's about a specific
That would be
kind, and this makes me think that they might need some, let's call it, medical professional help with their relationship. I digress, let's get into it. I, 38, brought my husband, 45, home a chocolate croissant. I told him, I got you a chocolate croissant. When he looked in the bag, he said, I thought you said you got a chocolate croissant. This isn't a croissant. I told him that's what the bakery and many people call a chocolate croissant, and he could Google to confirm. He said a croissant is a specific shape. This is not a croissant. I Googled chocolate croissant and showed him that what he had in front of him was indeed a chocolate croissant. He then became very angry, yelling and accusing me of always having to be right.
This is literally who's on first.
He said that his criticism was about the croissant and not me. Yeah, okay, sorry. And the fact that I had to prove him wrong was a deep failing in me, and that I'm just like my father.
Yes.
I told him in no way did I take anything personally, and I didn't want to prove him wrong. Just share information about what is considered a croissant, as he was so firmly against the information I told him. This ended in him yelling more, storming off and closing the door to our bedroom. Nothing inside me wants to prove him wrong. Also, if he didn't consider it a croissant, even though others may, that's fine. On my side, I know having someone say, well, actually, must be annoying sometimes. I could have just ignored him and let him believe whatever he wants. Who really cares what he believes the croissant is? But I am someone who likes facts and sharing opinions. And I am happy to be wrong and learn something new.
The marriage is falling apart over a pastry.
Am I wrong to assume his response would be, oh cool, I didn't know that, instead of lashing out and accusing me of needing to be right? Am I the asshole for sharing correct information about a croissant?
Yes.
This is
Yes, you are.
this is literally like kindergarten, like lunchtime arguments.
How old? 38 and 45.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Uh,
I love he got angry and yelled.
yes.
Like I love like the
No,
Just
the
0 to
deviation.
100 over a.
Oh yeah.
And the specific, you're just like your father.
Oh, I love the deviation. Like he's got some built-up issues, and this was his opportunity to voice them out.
This was his tipping point.
Who cares what a croissant looks like? Also, you should go back to your mother's and that. I feel like no one's a winner there.
No.
My thing is, what are you thinking that it was? Because like, if I Google it, I know exactly what it looks
I
like.
want to know what it looked like.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
let's
wish
look
they-
it up.
I would.
We need a screen
I'm
grab here.
Googling chocolate croissant.
We'll put this up. Whoa, hang on.
Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
That's fair. That kind of looks like a fig Newton.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But like some of them also look like croissants.
I feel like what's the difference? I think people confuse croissant with like the shape versus
Yeah.
Like,
what actually
this
makes
is what
it
I
shape.
was thinking. Like those
Yeah.
images
Yeah.
there.
I like how just because there's no
Just get a
images.
screen grab of this whole thing.
There you go. I know you all can't see that,
Just
but
get a screen grab.
just to feel included.
Yeah, just
Just screenshot it.
oh boy. I want to preface this one that this story, I'm glad I screenshot because it was deleted. Okay. And there's unfortunately with that, I like reading some of the comments. So there's no comments with it. This made headline news. It's short and sweet, but it's. And what I told Jordan off camera, what I love about this is when people are actually like crazy or insane, I love them like trying to justify it. I think to me that's
Yeah.
super fascinating, okay? So,
Hit me.
am I the asshole for telling my sister I can't attend my brother-in-law's funeral? Here we go.
There's potential here.
Okay. My sister, 23-year-old female, and her, the commenter is 23. The sister is 28. Her husband recently passed away in an accident. This is a shock and absolutely devastating for all of us, the whole family, and the funeral is coming up this weekend. I'm sure all you know, Taylor Swift is currently on tour,
Oh no.
and tickets for that were notoriously difficult to get. I've been a fan since I was a kid. She is my idol. My first ever concert was her Red Tour. Her music has gotten me through some of my hardest moments and also part of my best memories. It might sound dramatic to some people, which is fine, but I truly feel Taylor and her music has such a massive impact on my life and shaped who I am as a person. Me and my friend managed to get tickets to the Eras Tour, again, notoriously difficult to get, and the funeral is on the date of the show. We want to get to the stadium by 5 at the latest. It'll take about 40 to 50 minutes to get there, possibly more depending on traffic. And of course, I also have to get ready before that and have a specific outfit costume I'm planning to wear. The funeral is in the afternoon and the timing is very close. I wouldn't be able to make it. I told my sister gently, I'm sorry, but I can't make it to the funeral. She didn't take this well for some reason and completely went off on me, calling me selfish and a bunch of other things. I get she's grieving, so she's probably saying these things without thinking, but even our parents are calling me unsupportive and selfish for not coming.
Not the asshole.
Definitely included.
The articles posted this story because remember when the whole Swiftie fans
Yeah.
are crazy? This like justified that. I think that to me the most crazy line is she's grieving, so she must not be thinking clearly.
Yeah,
Right.
That's wild.
That gets me more than anything else. And she's 23. You're old enough to realize, like, sister is in peril, you need
Yeah.
to be there.
Right, as someone that is 23,
Okay.
if I had, the choice between going to a family member's funeral, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was,
Yes.
or a concert,
I
got it.
don't know. Taylor Swift.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Miss Swift.
For a T Swizzle concert.
Yes.
But she's playing all the music from all her different eras, though.
We're over here.
Yeah,
We're
you
over
know,
here.
I gotta think about it, man.
I think what pushes the line is that it was his sister's husband that died in an accident.
Yeah.
Like, no one, like, if he was sick, it doesn't make it any better, but you kind of know, like, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
This was complete freak accident. No one was ready to plan a funeral.
The part that gets me, and this is where I think asshole, all jokes aside.
Yeah.
She said she needed to be there by 6. Or she wanted to leave by 6, right?
Yeah, or
It was
they're like
5, yeah.
She wanted to leave by 5 and it takes okay, we'll round up, give her the benefit of the doubt. It
Yeah.
takes an hour to get there. We're getting there at 6. Most concerts don't start until around 8 p.m. local time.
Literally.
We know Sabrina Carpenter was opening up on the Eras tour. I know this. And
Has the tattoo to prove it.
it's
You wanna
not
see my
here.
t-shirt?
But I mean, you're still there an hour early.
Yes.
Right.
And it's like, I don't care how close it is.
And it doesn't matter if you've like pit tickets or not. Like, and especially if they have seated tickets.
Yeah,
is-
that's what it sounds like. Because
Yeah.
if you're pit, you're getting there. At least the bands I know, they camp out for a week.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
if you're leaving at 5 the day of, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not seeing anything.
It's like one of those situations where, first of all, when I read this and the moment it said Taylor Swift is on tour, I think I screeched the moment I first read that.
No, that was good. Our reactions were rough.
It killed me. But I think, to me, is what's crazy. And the credit that people were giving her is like, you don't know if the sister, it's like a weird relationship, or the brother-in-law, they don't really talk. And I'm like, I feel like it draws like a very thin line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, like I said earlier, it's like how people, even in the wrong, if they believe they're right, they will rationalize. Like, as far as calling the sister, like, oh, you're grieving, you're
That
not
was
thinking clearly.
ballsy,
I'm surprised, like, sister details left out. I'm surprised he didn't get slapped.
right?
Yeah, I would be curious to see the aftermath of
Right.
this one.
It sounds like, you know, if I were the sister, it sounds like my younger sister is hungry for a knuckle sandwich.
Well, I do remember reading the story, and whenever it had comments, the comments were, it was about 50, not 50-50 asshole or not. Half of them were just making jokes like, oh, crazy Taylor Swift fans. And the other half were like, you need to see a therapist. That is not rational.
100%.
That is not rational thinking. And, you know, they want to do that podcast on Horizon about celebrity worship. That, I think, bleeds perfectly into it.
How old was the offender, the asshole?
23.
That's like way too old to think underdeveloped, though.
Right.
Yes.
Like, that's an underdeveloped line of thinking.
Like, I get wanting to go to places, but she has essentially like the college experience. You know, like.
But we're also not thinking about the upside of selling your last minute tickets by the sponsor of today. No, I'm kidding. Imagine.
Oh my lord. But that's kind of my take on it. It's just, my goal is, before we do this, I want to find one that's generally like, all right, where do we tell the line, and just one where.
You're crazy.
Because there's some like Reddit, it's gotten a lot of flack, or at least this one was, just because people can just lie. And be like, and just make up stories, which granted, you know, it's hard to prove any of this, but there's a few where you can just tell it's real.
Oh yeah.
And I do want to, as we wrap up and end on a note, if you have problems and there's some situation you want to get advice on, don't go on Reddit.
No.
Comments will not help you,
Yeah.
and us three will severely judge you if you're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, no. Please do, because
It's content.
we would love to add our input to your misfortune.
Just drop them in the comments.
There you go.
100%.
No more anonymous behavior. We need a name to
Name,
face.
address,
Social security.
Yeah.
IP. I'm kidding. I don't want to go to jail.
Alright, so on that note, that's going to do it for this week. What a great note. Just
Right?
committing identity upfront. So as per usual, same time next week, us three each bring a handful of stories. And again, don't go on Reddit.